A dealership told Derek he was getting the car at cost, $50 above invoice. The salesman even leaned back and said, "Honestly, man, we're basically losing money on this deal." Derek drove home in a brand new car feeling like he'd beaten the system. He hadn't. The dealership made over $3,000 on Derek that day, and he never saw a single dollar of it. Here's where it gets interesting. Derek's neighbor Travis spotted the new car in the driveway that weekend, walked over, and loved it. Where'd you get it? That same weekend, Travis headed to the exact same dealership, asked for the exact same model, and paid $2,400 more than Derek. Same car, same dealership, same month. The difference wasn't the car. It was 5 words Travis said when he walked through the door. We'll get there. But first, I'm Joe, and today I'm walking you through the 14 hidden profit layers built into every car sale, because most buyers don't know any of them exist. And the one that costs you the most money isn't on the sales floor. It's in a room you enter after you think the negotiation is already over. Let's start with Derek. Derek wasn't impulsive. He'd been planning this for months. He pulled up Consumer Reports, found the manufacturer's invoice price, the actual price the manufacturer charges the dealership for the car, and walked in armed with real data. Most buyers never even get this far. The sticker price was $32,250. The manufacturer's invoice was $29,900. Derek negotiated hard for over an hour. The salesman ran the whole routine: dramatic walks to the manager's office, pained expressions, every dollar made to feel like a war. By the end, Derek got the price to $29,950, $50 above invoice. The salesman said they were losing money. Derek believed him and drove home feeling like a genius. And honestly, if the only profit layer was the visible one, the gap between what you pay and the invoice price, he would have won. $50 in gross profit is nearly nothing, but that $50 is the only layer you're allowed to see. Underneath it, there are 13 more, all invisible, all built into every single deal. Layer 1 is the dealer holdback. After every sale, the manufacturer sends money back to the dealership, usually 2 to 3% of the sticker price. On Derek's $32,250 car, a 2% holdback means the manufacturer quietly sent the dealership $645 after the sale. At 3%, that's $967. Derek thought they made $50. The holdback alone put them at 12 to 19 times that. Layer 2 is dealer cash incentives. When a manufacturer overproduces a model, they pay dealerships a private bonus to push that specific car. You will never know if the car you're buying has one attached. Layer 3 is the volume bonus, also called a stair-step bonus. The more cars a dealership sells in a period, the bigger the manufacturer bonus. Hit a certain sales tier, and every car in that stretch earns extra. This is the real reason dealerships get flexible at month-end and quarter-end. They're not being generous. They're chasing a threshold worth tens of thousands of dollars. Layer 4 is regional dealer rebates. If a specific market is struggling, the manufacturer offers dealerships in that region private incentives. You'd never know unless you worked there. Layer 5 is floor plan assistance. Dealerships finance their inventory with loans. Those loans have interest. Floor plan assistance means the manufacturer helps cover that interest. Another hidden subsidy dropping the dealership's true cost below invoice. Layer 6 covers back-end incentive programs, payments tied to customer satisfaction scores and service quality metrics. not tied to individual sales, but another steady money channel flowing from manufacturer to dealership. Now, here's what makes all of this almost beside the point. Even if you calculated every single hidden layer and factored it into your negotiation, you'd still be missing where the real money is made. The real money is made in a room you haven't walked into yet. Let me ground this in real numbers, not estimates. Real financial statements anyone can access. Lithia Motors operates over 324 dealerships across the U.S. AutoNation has over 300. Penske over 200. Because they're publicly traded, they file detailed financial statements showing exactly how they profit, and those statements tell a clear story. Average gross profit on a new car is $3,263. On a used car, $2,840. Subtract operating costs like rent and salaries, and net profit lands between $500 and $1,200 per car. That's the number that makes Derek feel like a genius. But the sales floor isn't where the big money is. After the handshake, after Derek thinks it's over, he's led down a hallway into a smaller office to handle paperwork. This is the most profitable room in the dealership, and almost every buyer walks in with their guard completely down. The person behind that desk is called the finance manager. But don't be fooled by the title. They're the highest earning salesperson in the building. Public financial statements show dealerships make between $2,000 and $2,800 per car in this office alone, on top of whatever they made on the sale. Here's exactly where that money comes from. The loan reserve. When you finance through the dealership, the interest rate isn't just what the lender requires. The dealership marks it up. Lender approves you at 4%, dealership charges you 5%. That extra 1% is pure profit, generating $600 to $800 per car. The extended warranty. They hand you a brochure listing everything covered. What they don't highlight is everything that isn't. Profit margin on that warranty is $700 to $1,000. Gap insurance. Here's one worth actually understanding. If you finance a car and it gets totaled, your insurance pays current market value, not what you still owe. If your loan balance is higher than the car's value, which happens often early in a loan, you personally cover that gap. Gap insurance handles it. It's not a bad product if you're financing, but the profit margin built in is $250 to $400. Protection add-ons. Paint sealant, wheel protection, fabric coating, each carries $0 to $300 in profit. They feel minor. They add up. Then comes the paperwork itself. The documentation fee charges you $400 to $650 for typing your information into their system and printing it out. Electronic filing markup adds $40 to $90. The temporary paper tag adds $20 to $50. Digital contracting adds another $10 to $30. Combined, the finance office generates $2,700 to $2,900 per car on a deal where the salesman told Derek they were losing money. That's the machine. And it ran on Derek exactly as designed. Now let's talk about Travis. Travis walked into that dealership and said 5 words. I'm paying cash. Best price. He thought cash was power. In most transactions it is. Pay a contractor cash, they discount. Pay a small business cash, they appreciate it. But a car dealership is not a contractor. Here's what the dealership actually heard. I am about to eliminate $2,000 to $2,800 of profit from your finance office. No loan reserve, no interest markup, no GAP insurance upsell, no extended warranty play. The most profitable part of the transaction just vanished. So the dealership did the only rational thing. It recovered the loss on the sticker price. Travis got less flexibility in negotiations and paid $2,400 more for the identical car. And here's the part that surprises most people. Dealerships typically don't charge a loan origination fee. Why? because the loan isn't a cost to them, it's a profit center. When you remove financing, you're not simplifying the deal, you're cutting their most valuable revenue stream. Some people think, fine, I just won't tell them I'm paying cash. Good instinct. But dealerships have tests built into the process specifically to figure this out. Test 1 is the clipboard. Before you meet a salesperson, you're handed a form asking whether you plan to pay cash or finance. It feels like a formality. It's a filter. Test 2 comes 2/3 through the process. They run your credit to confirm you still intend to finance. Sounds routine. It's a commitment check disguised as procedure. Test 3. The salesperson fills out your loan application before you even enter the finance office. By now, you've confirmed financing multiple times without realizing it. So what do you actually do? Step 1. Walk in as a financing buyer. Don't mention cash. This keeps you classified as high profit and gives you maximum negotiating leverage on price. Step 2. At the clipboard, ask one specific question. What's the loan origination fee? You're signaling you're comparing their terms against your bank. You're really confirming there's no fee lost if you pay early. Step 3. Negotiate the purchase price hard. The dealership will be more flexible because they expect to recover margin in the finance office. Use that expectation against them. Step 4. In the finance office, negotiate everything. Extended warranty has $700 to $1,000 in profit. That's negotiable. Gap insurance has $250 to $400. Also negotiable. You don't have to buy everything placed in front of you, and what you do want, you don't have to pay full price for. Step 5. Read every line of the loan contract. Confirm there is absolutely no prepayment penalty. This is the critical piece. Step 6. Sign the loan, drive home, and pay it off the next day or next week. You financed the car technically, not for long, but you got the financing buyer's price, avoided the cash buyer penalty, and paid it off before meaningful interest accrued. The entire strategy depends on two things: no origination fee and no prepayment penalty. If either exists, run the numbers. In most cases, the savings still outweigh the cost, but always verify before signing anything. The sales floor feels like the battlefield. The back and forth, the manager routine, the tension. But it's theater. The real money changes hands in the room behind it. Most buyers walk into that room thinking the hard part is over. Derek negotiated well on the surface and gave most of it back without ever realizing it. Travis announced cash, lost his leverage before the conversation started, and paid $2,400 more for the same car sitting in his neighbor's driveway. Now you know every layer, every number, and the exact strategy to use it all in your favor. I'm Joe. If this helped you see something you didn't know was there, subscribe to Wealth Logic and hit the notification bell. We break down the hidden math behind the financial decisions you face every single day.